Live from Algona High School, we get set for North Central Conference softball action tonight between the Algona Bulldogs and the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. Tyler Lance with you here this evening. Bulldogs wearing their pink uniforms tonight. It is Strikeout Cancer Night here at the ballpark. Already a lot of people settled in here, ready to watch this North Central Conference showdown between the 8 and 12 Bulldogs and the 6 and 13 Cadets. Iowa Falls-Alden right now 4th in the North Central Conference. They are 6 and 4 in conference play. Algona 5th out of 8 teams in the NCC. They come into tonight's game 4 and 7 in conference play. Winding it down here as the regular season has just a little over a week to go for these two teams, and boy, that'll be postseason time already. Hard to believe we are at that point already, but we are just about there, and certainly tonight a nice tune-up game for both of these two teams. Before we take a look at the starting lineups, we'll give a quick thank you to our streaming sponsors here on the Algona Radio YouTube channel, and they include Chemna Auto, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Also on these streaming sponsors, we have Highing Endeavors, proud supporter of athletes throughout the area. We also have Algona State Farm Insurance agent Billy Offerman, and finally, Algona Municipal Utilities, where they are community-owned for community benefit. So those are the streaming sponsors on the Algona Radio YouTube page. Big thank you as well to Greg Penning & Company, Certified Public Accountants, the scoreboard sponsor, which you'll see here once the game gets going. Again, it is Algona hosting Iowa Falls-Alden tonight. We'll take a quick look at the starting 9 for both squads, as Iowa Falls-Alden will lead off with their catcher, Ellie Wood. Sydney Phipps pitches tonight. She bats second. Haley Bridgewater batting third and playing center field. Brooklyn Handeland, the designated player in the cleanup spot. Eileen Nelson at first base, batting fifth. Erica Baker bats sixth. She plays third base tonight. Abigail Jansen in right field, batting seventh. Olivia Tupper at second base, batting eighth. Annalyn Phipps in left field, batting ninth. And Jocelyn Johnson, the flex, playing shortstop for tonight. The Algona starting 9 in this game includes Mariah Knapp playing left field and batting leadoff. Brooklyn Helmers plays third base and she bats second. Lillian Etherington is at shortstop batting third. Tora Solbach in center field batting fourth. Ryan Haynes the pitcher in the number 5 hole. Ashley Cantu, designated player, batting sixth. Caitlin Burns in right batting seventh. Kenzie Kerrigan at second base batting eighth. And Reese Taylor does the catching tonight. She rounds out the starting 9 in the batting order. For Algona, the flex is Lainey Van Tiger playing first base in this ball game. So that's what the starting lineups look like for these two teams. Right now on the field, teams are kind of taking infield off to the side in front of their dugouts. We actually have the sprinkler system going, watering down the infield, making it look all nice and ready to go for tonight's game. Also, a little bit of grounds work being done right now. They're actually doing a little bit of repairs on home plate. In the JV game, someone slid into home and actually pulled part of home plate out of the ground, so they are actually working right now to reattach that and put it back in the ground. But they look to be just about finished with that and getting the maintenance done on the field here tonight. So Algona and Iowa Falls-Alden coming up in just a couple of minutes, and it will be interesting to watch here tonight how these two offenses play. These are two teams that certainly hitting-wise are definitely looking to get back on track. Iowa Falls-Alden at or near the bottom in most offensive categories in the North Central Conference. They are last in the conference in batting average, and they have often struggled to produce runs so far this season. But the good news for the Cadets, they have won 3 of their last 4 games. So for them, they're hoping things are pointing upwards headed into the postseason. Meanwhile, Algona, again, they do have a couple of injuries on the team, so offense has gone down a little bit when you take away from the lineup. But Bulldogs here over the past 5 or so games have not really had a whole lot of offensive production. You look at it for Algona, over the past 5 games, they have scored 4 runs or less. In fact, not just 5 games, but they've gone 7 straight games of scoring 4 runs or less. And in 4 of those last 7 games, the Bulldogs have only scored 1 run. So, boy, back at home tonight, Algona could really use a good offensive performance in this game, because it has really been about a week and a half, 2 weeks here since we've really seen the Bulldogs explode for a huge offensive night. So, again, hitting's going to be what we'll watch here tonight. Both teams have been pitching relatively well, but again, the hitting just kind of hitting a little bit of a slump here on both sides of things. So we'll see how that rounds around here tonight, if either offense can catch fire and get the early advantage in this one. Algona and Iowa Falls-Alden coming up here in just a few minutes. We will take a quick timeout right now on Hometown Radio KLGA, get a few words from our sponsors, then we'll bring you tonight's softball action coming up next.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Algona Frame and Auto Body Collision Specialists, a total commitment to excellence.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Hy-Vee, use the fuel saver, fill your cart, fuel your car.
Algona Livestock Auction, Highway 169 North, sale every Monday.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farmers State Bank, proud to be part of our community for 125 years, with offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Some days are amazing. Today isn't one of them. Lose your debit card and it's on a shopping spree without you? No worries. Just turn it off with the Brella app. This is Sherry Benkin at Security State Bank. The Brella mobile app helps you monitor your debit card by receiving alerts when your card is used. Get real-time fraud alerts. Check your account balance and find nearby ATMs. Ask us about the Brella app at Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for Rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Getting ready for high school softball between Algona and Iowa Falls-Alden, as we are just a couple minutes away from the first pitch tonight. Teams still about to be introduced out on the field right now. Again, Algona coming in with a record of 8-12. Bulldogs have lost 4 games in a row ever since they beat Emmetsburg 3-2 last Tuesday. So Algona looking to get back on track here. Iowa Falls-Alden 6-13 tonight. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. As we referenced earlier, hitting is going to be the key for tonight, and just simply who can put runs on the board in this one. As simple and as elementary as that sounds, again, these two teams have been having some issues offensively here as of late, and both of them looking to get back on track with this game tonight. Ryan Haynes will be the pitcher for Algona. She'll try to keep a very good stretch going. Haynes has seemed to get stronger here throughout the season, not just hitting-wise, but pitching as well. She has pitched quite well lately, and certainly there's been a lot of pressure on her with maybe a few less runs being scored by the offense, but she has risen to the occasion and kept Algona competitive in some of these close games. So Haynes will certainly be a key here tonight for Algona as she comes into tonight with a record of 6-9, 413 earned run average with 90 strikeouts and 64 walks in 98 and a third innings pitched. This will be her 16th start of the season and 17th pitching appearance overall. So Haynes will get set to go here tonight. Again, in case you missed it, Pink Out Night at the ballpark. Bulldogs with the Strikeout Cancer fundraiser here going on, and also senior night as well. Of course, Algona does only have one senior on their roster, and that is Kenzie Kerrigan, but they did a quick little ceremony for her in the pregame, as Kerrigan has played 5 years of softball with Algona, including this one, and the team presented her with gifts and balloons before the game. They had a nice little, senior night bio as well, letting everyone know of her future plans and congratulating her on her career in Algona. So kind of nice for Kerrigan to have the spotlight here on her own on this senior night in Algona, and certainly a very exciting night between the Pink Out and senior night to get set for some North Central Conference softball. Again, Iowa Falls-Alden and Algona coming up in just a couple of minutes here on Hometown Radio KLGA. One final quick thank you to our streaming sponsors on the Algona Radio YouTube, as they include Chemna Auto, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona Municipal Utilities, where they are community-owned for community benefit. Algona State Farm Insurance agent Billy Offerman, and High Endeavors, proud supporter of area athletes. So that is it for the pregame. We get set for Algona and Iowa Falls-Alden. The lineup introductions on the field are just wrapping up here, so we will take one final timeout. They'll play the national anthem at the field, and then we'll have softball action on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream coming up next.
More Sports Club members bringing you this broadcast.
Jensen Chiropractic, care for the whole family.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
Erpelding Excavating, let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Coverage and protection for what matters most. Visit with local agents David Beisch, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toe.
Sudol Tax and Accounting, full-service tax and accounting services from the professionals at Sudol Tax and Accounting. Call 395-1040. They see beyond the numbers.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets from their location at Highway 18 East. They now have an indoor unit to serve equine, cattle, sheep, and goats. Also on-site boarding for cats and dogs.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, helping families celebrate a life lived.
All members of the Sports Club bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com. When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
With over a decade of experience, Jake Ingalls Electric is here to handle any electrical job you could possibly have. From anything agricultural related to complex commercial wiring to something simple like installing a new outlet in your home, Jake Ingalls Electric does it all. Have your wiring done right and call Jake at 515-320-4286. Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
For Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Rental Zone, Highway 18 East in Algona. The tool and equipment rental specialist. Phone 395-RENT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio at 1400 East Commercial in Algona or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving yummy donuts, rolls, and great coffee. Located at 502 South Phillip Street.
Signworks for all your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Farm and Home Services. Check their mini listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Pizza Ranch. Eat in or delivery. Catering also available.
TAFE Wellness Center. Dr. Shane TAFE. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Located at 105 South Phillip Street in Algona.
All sponsors of this broadcast. Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East, Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for Rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
And it is time for high school softball here on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Tyler Lance with you this evening as the national anthem just wrapped up, and a night full of festivities gets underway in Algona. Well, we mentioned they've got the pink out going on tonight. Those of you watching on the video stream can see the Algona pink uniforms in the background as they take the field right now. It's senior night as they honor the lone senior on the Algona Bulldog roster, Kenzie Kerrigan, and then also all the Algona players got to run out on the field with a couple kids going with them as well. So all kinds of stuff going on at the ballpark here this evening. So Algona looking to get back on track. Bulldogs have dropped 4 games in a row, and Ryan Haynes taking her warm-up tosses right now, getting set to face Ellie Wood, Sydney Phipps, and Haley Bridgewater in this top of the first inning for the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. Well, Iowa Falls-Alden, they came off a win on Friday night against Clarion Goldfield Downs by a final score of 10-0. That was one of their best offensive games of the season, and they will look to sweep the season series against the Bulldogs. Iowa Falls-Alden won the first matchup 7-6 back on June 3rd. That was a game where the Cadets took an early 7-1 lead in the ballgame. Algona did fight back, scoring 2 runs in the 5th and 3 in the 6th, but their rally did come up 1 short in that game. So Algona tries to salvage a split of the season series and start off their week with a Monday evening win here at the park. It's a beautiful evening, 81 degrees outside. We have blue skies, a couple patchy clouds throughout the area, but very ideal for softball. Flag is holding absolutely limp out in center field as there's really not much of a breeze to speak of tonight, and should be a beautiful night for softball action. Ellie Wood gets set to bat. The catcher batting leadoff for the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets getting started here tonight, as Woods is batting 152 so far this season. And Algona gets set to go. Defensively behind Haynes, it'll be Taylor behind the plate, Helmers at third, Etherington at short, Kerrigan at second, Van Tiger at first. Haynes steps onto the rubber. The righty winds and fires her first pitch of the night as it is down and in for ball 1, and we are underway from Algona High School. In the outfield left to right, it's Knapp, Solbach, and Burns for the Bulldogs. Iowa Falls-Alden, as a team, they are batting just 195. That is the lowest mark in the North Central Conference, as there's a ground ball past third base into left field for a base hit. Well, that's a good start for the Cadet offense as Ellie Wood just bounces one past third base out of the reach of Helmers, and she'll be on first base here if nobody out. As Sydney Phipps will bat, trying to help her own cause. The freshman Phipps hitting .265 so far this season. No homers, 4 runs driven in for Iowa Falls-Alden. The Cadets do not have a single 300 hitter on their roster. Phipps' 265 is leading the team. It'll be a steal attempt of second. Heading down there is Wood, and she'll slide in ahead of Taylor's one-hop throw. So quick single, a stolen base, and strike one called on Phipps. And all of a sudden, the Cadets have a runner in scoring position to start off the top half of inning number 1. Phipps is a left-handed batter. Hits out of a narrow and open stance as Ryan Haynes steps back onto the rubber. The righty winds and delivers. It's a bunt attempt, but that bunt is fouled back to the screen for strike 2. And Phipps quickly behind against Haynes. No balls and 2 strikes. The Cadets this season, they're scoring 3 runs a game. Algona is allowing 5.8. As there's a runner at second base here to start the top of the first inning. Nobody out. 0-2 count on Phipps. Haynes' motion and the pitch. And a called strike 3. That one caught the high outside corner, and Phipps is gone looking for out number 1 of the inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Haley Bridgewater. Bridgewater, the right-handed hitting junior, second on the team with a .259 batting average. She's homered twice. She has driven in 8 runs. Those are the only 2 home runs of the season for the Cadets. As the first pitch to Bridgewater is swung on and fouled back to the screen for strike 1. Bridgewater hits near the front of that right-handed batter's box. Again, like you mentioned, Bulldogs wearing their pink out uniforms here tonight. Pink up top for the black lettering and numbering, black pants down below. And the players wearing the high pink socks as well. Iowa Falls-Alden white uniforms, black letters and numbers, and the black pants. As Bridgewater takes upstairs, and that will even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Algona has won 8 of the last 10 meetings against Iowa Falls-Alden, but lost earlier this season 7-6. 1-1 count. Haynes winds and delivers. Bridgewater a bouncer through the middle, and that's going to sneak into center field. Rounding third base, heading for home is Wood, and the throw will be way offline as Wood slides in safely, and it's 1-0 Cadets. Well, just a couple bouncing ground balls that were placed perfectly helped deliver the Cadets their first lead of the night, as Wood hit that initial bouncer past third base to start off this game. She stole second, and then Bridgewater delivers her home on that ground ball single into center field. So 2 balls not particularly hard hit here against Haynes, but they find the holes, and right now Algona in a 1-0 hole against the Cadets. Trying to steal second is Bridgewater. Throw down by Taylor is off the mark. It'll go into center field, and now heading up to third base is Bridgewater. She'll be in there without a throw. Steal of second and advancing to third on the throw into center, and already 2 early stolen bases for the Cadets against Reese Taylor. Well, you don't see Taylor a whole lot behind the dish in the varsity games. Taylor has actually just only started 1 game so far for the Bulldogs. She's appeared in 8 games at the varsity level, many of them as a courtesy runner. As the first pitch is down and away for a ball. Make that the second pitch as it evens up the count at 1-1. Well, Bridgewater now for 6th stolen base of the season. She's a perfect 6 for 6 after that last one. 1-1 count, 1 out, runner at third base. The left-hander, Brooklyn Handeland, awaiting the next offering. Swings and misses. She was late on that fastball. Haynes brought it up a little bit higher, and the count goes to 1-2 on the designated player for tonight. The freshman Handeland, batting .211 so far this season. 4 hits in 19 at-bats. Bridgewater's at third base. The 1-2 offering. Foul back to the screen, and we will do it again for a 1-2 count. Well, we'll see how it goes throughout the night when the Cadets get runners on base, if they continue to be this aggressive against Taylor and the Bulldogs. But so far here in the first couple stolen bases and trying to manufacture a second run are the Cadets. 1-2 pitch way outside, and Taylor had to lunge over towards the right-handed hitting batter's box and save that one from going back to the screen, but she was able to catch it, that is. 2-2 count, 1 out. Already 2 hits for the Cadets in the top half of inning number 1. Here's Haynes with the 2-2 offering. And that is a little bit upstairs that time. Count runs full against Handeland. Eileen Nelson in the on-deck circle for the Cadets. Already leading Algona 1-0 in the top half of the first inning. Haynes will take a look at the wristband as Bridgewater is at third base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Down and away, ball 4. Pitch goes to the backstop. Here comes Bridgewater. Flip to the plate. Tag out at the dish. Taylor got to that one quickly, flipped it to the pitcher Haynes, who had the presence of mind to cover home, and the Cadets make a key out on the base path with Bridgewater getting cut down at home plate. So Handelin is to first base on the walk, but that is a huge out number 2 of the inning for Algona. And I'll tell you what, it looked like Bridgewater was going to get there safely. It almost looked as though she slid too early. She tried to go in head first, and the slide almost slowed her up, and she came up a little bit short of home plate. So Cadets look like they're also ready to bring in a pinch runner here for Handeland. So 1-0 Algona. They preserve the lead as Iowa Falls-Alden makes out number 2 of the inning on the base paths. As the runner heading down to first base is going to be number 6, Jocelyn Johnson, flex player for tonight. So Jocelyn Johnson will be at first base, and Eileen Nelson will be the hitter. Nelson, a junior, is batting .238 so far this season. Bats of 2 outs and a runner on first. Taking off for second is Johnson. Throw down and safe at second base. Johnson went in standing that time, but the throw came up a little short of the bag. Effrington tried to reach back to make that tag, but just kind of whiffed on that one. Not a bad throw, but Effrington just wasn't quite able to reach around that time and apply the tag. So 3 stolen bases in the first inning for Iowa Falls-Alden. I think that's going to be a trend here tonight. Swing and a miss. 0-2 count right now on Nelson. Johnson at second base. Took a pretty healthy running secondary lead that time, but was not attempting to steal third. 2 outs, 0-2 counts on Nelson. Erica Baker on deck as Haynes delivers. Called strike 3. Throws Nelson over the inside corner for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, Iowa Falls-Alden does grab the early lead. It's 1-0 in favor of the Cadets, as it's the Bulldogs' turn to bat next on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
Some days are amazing. Today isn't one of them. Lose your debit card and it's on a shopping spree without you? No worries. Just turn it off with the Brella app. This is Sherry Bankin at Security State Bank. The Brella mobile app helps you monitor your debit card by receiving alerts when your card is used. Get real-time fraud alerts. Check your account balance and find nearby ATMs. Ask us about the Brella app at Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Bottom half of inning number 1 as you're listening to high school softball on Hometown Radio KLGA. Iowa Falls-Alden leading Algona by a score of 1-0 as it was Haley Bridgewater delivering an RBI single in the top half of the first inning. Mariah Knapp, Brooklyn Helmers, Lillian Effrington getting set to bat this inning against the freshman pitcher Sydney Phipps. Phipps, 6-9 record so far this season, her 17th appearance, 16th start. As Knapp, the left-handed hitter, digs into the box. Batting .263, swings at the first pitch, rolls it towards third, moving over to cut it off, throwing to first base, and getting the out. Nice play there by the third baseman Baker, and Knapp is a one-pitch, one-out victim to start the bottom half of inning number 1. So it'll be Brooklyn Helmers batting. Helmers hitting .339 so far this season. Phipps, to finish up her stats, has a .277 earned run average, 107 strikeouts compared to 70 walks in 91 innings pitched as Helmers waves and misses at her first offering for strike 1. Opponents are hitting just .144 against Phipps. That is the lowest opposing average allowed in the North Central Conference by qualifying pitchers. So Phipps does a good job inducing soft contact as it'll be ball 1 here to Helmers, evening it up at 1-1. Well, Phipps, again, has pitched 91 out of the 115 in the third innings that Cadet pitchers have thrown so far. As she motions and delivers, that is up and above the letters. 2-1 now the count on Helmers. Again, Phipps, .277 earned run average, significantly better than the team mark of .407. As Phipps has pitched the majority of the innings. 2-1 to Helmers. And Helmers watches the fastball go by to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Third and first base. Pinched in a little bit at the corners for Helmers with a 2-2 count. And Helmers cuts and misses at that one for strike 3. Phipps tied her up inside on the high and inside fastball, and that is a quick 2 outs for Algona in the bottom half of the first inning. Nobody on base, 2 outs, and Lillian Effrington hitting. Effrington comes into tonight batting .365. She's homered once. She has a team-leading 18 runs driven in, and she will watch a fastball go by over the inside corner for strike 1, 0-1 the count. Well, Phipps has not thrown a ton of pitches so far tonight with recording those first 2 outs quickly, but early on here looking to establish the inside part of that plate. 0-1 delivery. Oh, a nasty breaking ball spun up there by Phipps, and the count is 0-2. That almost had an Ephus pitch type look to it. Very slow, but started up high, had some vertical break back down into the strike zone. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Went up and away with the fastball, and Effrington could not reach it. So Bulldogs go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first inning, and we'll head to the second. We're listening to high school softball on Hometown Radio, KLGA Algona.
Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Iowa Falls-Alden 1, Algona nothing as we head to the top half of inning number 2, and Ryan Haynes gets back to work for Algona. It was an RBI single by Haley Bridgewater in the first that has resulted in the first run of tonight, and the Cadets will try to add to that lead with hitters number 6, 7, and 8 batting. Erica Baker, Abigail Jansen, and Olivia Tupper due to hit. Baker, another freshman, she's hitting .196 for the Cadets. Does have a team-leading 12 runs driven in as Haynes' first pitch sails up high and goes back to the screen for ball 1. Could see a lot of really good pitching here tonight, as we mentioned. We talked a little bit about Phipps' accomplishments this season. Ryan Haynes continues to develop for the Bulldogs. 1-0 count, and that is fouled back to the screen. Count evens up at 1-1. Bulldogs is a team about middle of the road in the North Central Conference in earned run average. Came into tonight with an ERA of exactly 4. 1-1 count on Baker. Right-handed hitter. Awaits the 1-1 pitch and cuts and misses at that one. That one sunk down and away from Haynes, and Baker could not quite reach it as she is behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful blue skies here at Algona High School on this Monday evening. Shadows creeping across the field as the 1-2 delivery. Check swing, but Baker did not offer at that. Pitch was about chin high from Haynes, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left field, kind of the sun field here tonight. Center field in the sun as well. Most of the right side of the field is in the shadows. 2-2 count. Haynes delivers. Up and in, and that came in at the head of Baker. She spun out of the way. Count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jansen up next. Full count on Baker to start off the top of the second inning. Cadets leading Algona by a score of 1-0. Here's Haynes with the wind and the delivery. And that is a pop-up towards second base. Getting underneath it and putting it away for the first out is Kenzie Kerrigan. And Baker is retired after a 6-pitch battle for the first out of the inning. So Jansen, the right fielder, will get set to bat here. Another right-handed hitter for the Cadets. Jansen so far this season, batting .196. First year of high school softball. She just wrapped up her 8th grade year. The The first offering from Haynes, and there's a swing and a miss. Haynes went outside that time, and Jansen was looking to pull but couldn't reach it. 0-1 count. Haynes ready. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. And that one catches the zone as well. Pretty similar spot that time as Jansen took it. And the count goes to 0-2. Tupper on deck as it's an 0-2 count on Jansen. Haynes quickly gets back into the circle. Here's the righty's 0-2 offering. Way up high that time. Tried to elevate the fastball, but that one was above the head, and Jansen not tempted to swing at it. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Cadets off to a good start tonight, up 1-0 over Algona. Haynes trying to keep it just a 1-run game here in the top of the second inning. The right-hander winds it up and delivers the 1-2. Came down and in that time. Jansen let it go by, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like you mentioned, the Cadets ended last week winning 3 of 4 games, but prior to that, they actually had a 6-game losing streak going, and during that 6-game losing streak, they had scored 2 runs or less in all 6 games. So these past 4, when they've won 3 out of 4, have been a very welcome change. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Haynes slowed that one down and got Jansen off balance, as Haynes already has her 3rd K of the night. Now 2 down in the top half of inning number 2. Olivia Tupper, the freshman, stepping up. Batting 158 so far this season. Hits near the dead center of that right-handed batter's box. Nobody on base for Iowa Falls-Alden in the top half of inning number 2. 2 outs as Haynes delivers up and away on the fastball. And the count is 1-0. We always talk about chemistry between the pitcher and catcher. Haynes has definitely seen a few different catchers this year. She's had both Knapp and Efferington catch her at various points. 1-0 delivery. There's a swing and a miss, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And tonight it's Reese Taylor getting a chance behind the plate, as we mentioned. Will definitely be interesting to see how the comfortability between those two goes throughout the night, but seem to be on the same page here early on. 1-1 count, next delivery. And that one comes in a little bit down low as Tupper lets it go by, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Annalena Phipps in the on-deck circle, or Anna Lynn Phipps, I beg your pardon, in the on-deck circle. 2-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on base for the Cadets. Haynes is 2-1. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Taylor. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sydney Phipps threw a 1-2-3 bottom half of the first inning. Haynes trying to answer with a 1-2-3 inning of her own right now. 2-2 count. Haynes back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Let her high that time to Tupper, and she could not get to it. So 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Haynes. Score stays 1-0 in favor of Iowa Falls-Alden as we head to the bottom half of inning number 2 on Hometown Radio KLGA.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Bottom half of the second inning. You're listening to high school softball on Hometown Radio KLGA as Algona went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. So Bulldogs will have hitters number 4, 5, and 6 batting with Tora Solbach, Ryan Haynes, and Ashley Cantu. Solbach, a left-handed hitter, getting set to face Sydney Phipps going back to work as Phipps delivers, and Solbach fouls the first pitch back to the screen for strike 1. The Junior Solbach hitting .296 so far this season for Algona. Steps back into the left-handed box. Infield playing slightly in as Solbach foul tips that one, and she's quickly behind in the count here, 0-2. Well, Solbach had a very consistent start to the season. She's hit a little bit of a skid the past few games, just one hit in her past 13 at-bats, but that has been a rarity so far this season for the Bulldog Junior. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Lined foul, third base side, off of one of the posts that holds up the backstop screen, and we will do it once again with a no ball and 2-strike count on Solbach. Haynes on deck, Cantu in the hole. Bulldogs looking for their first base runner of the game. Bottom half of inning number 2. Phipps with the 0-2. And that is a little bit up and away on the fastball. Solbach let it go by. 1-2 count. Well, Phipps is a left-handed pitcher, so again, you don't see a whole lot of lefties throughout the course of the season. Bulldogs will have to pick up the ball from a slightly different angle tonight. 1-2 pitch, dribbled foul. So Solbach has spoiled 2-strike offerings so far in this at-bat, still facing a 1-2 count. Iowa Falls-Alden leading Algona by a score of 1-0 right now, as Solbach trying to give the Bulldogs a leadoff base runner. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball toward shortstop, charged by Johnson, fires across, and just in time to beat the speeding Solbach for out number 1 of the inning. You really can't take your time too much at shortstop or at any other infield position when Solbach's running to first, but Johnson got the ball out of the mid quickly, and that is out number 1 of the inning, that is, as Ryan Haynes bats. Haynes hitting .283. 10 runs driven in for the Bulldogs. Bats out of that slightly open right-handed stance, and she will watch the first pitch go by, a fastball for strike 1. Haynes has definitely picked up the hitting the past couple of games as well. 4 hits in her last 5 at-bats, trying to continue this good stretch for Algona. The 0-1 delivery, way up high as it goes back to the screen, and that will even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitching-wise for Iowa Falls-Alden this season, they're actually allowing the second lowest batting average against in the North Central Conference. North Central Conference opponents hitting just .198 against the cadet pitching staff this season. 1-1 count, and that is a swing and a miss by Haynes. Got tied up and in, and the count now 1-2. That is the second lowest batting average allowed by North Central Conference teams. Surprisingly, though, they're 6 out of 8 teams with a .408 team ERA in spite of allowing that low batting average against. 1-2 count on Haynes. Up and in, and that hits her right in the center of the back. So on a 1-2 count, Ryan Haynes will head down to first base, and that is the first runner of the night for Algona. And that'll bring Ashley Cantu up to the plate.
Now up to bat.
The sophomore Cantu batting .233.
Number 18, Ashley Cantu.
As the Bulldogs get set to bring in a courtesy runner here for Haynes, so she will head back to the dugout after being hit by that last pitch. So Cantu, right-handed hitter. Cantu followed by Burns in the batting order. Kerrigan after that for Algona. Runner at first base, just 1 out. As we play in the bottom half of inning number 2.
Is Macy Knapp, courtesy runner.
Macy Knapp is the courtesy runner at first base right now for Algona. Corner infield playing very shallow for Cantu as she lays down a bunt, and it'll be picked up in foul territory. The catcher Wood jumping on it. That one just went straight down, kind of spun on top of home plate, and it was picked up by Wood. So 0-1 count. We'll see if Cantu is bunting once again. Third base and first base definitely expecting it, especially Baker at third. She is about 25% of the way down the line. It's a bunt attempt again, and that one spins foul down the third base side, and the count is 0-2. So now we'll see. Cantu will likely have to try to hit her way into moving up the runner or hitting her way onto base here after a couple fouled bunt attempts. 0-2 count, 1 out. Macy Knapp at first base, the courtesy runner for Algona after Ryan Haynes was hit by a pitch. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Heading down to second base is Knapp, and she'll get in there safely. She gets up as the throw gets away. She's heading to third base. Throw to third base is not in time, and Knapp is safe at third. Well, in spite of the strikeout by Cantu for out number 2 of the inning, Algona will get a runner up to third base. As they tried to throw back down to first, Knapp took off for second base. She got there safely. Didn't actually initially realize the throw went into right field, but eventually the coaches and teammates yelled to Knapp to go to third base, and she did just that. As Burns will hit, pitch is blocked and kept in front of home plate by the catcher Wood as it's ball 1. Burns, left-handed batter. The freshman for Algona, batting .156 so far this season. Infield playing fairly shallow for Burns. 2 outs. And Burns checks on another pitch a little bit down low, and she gets ahead 2-0. Iowa Falls-Alden leading Algona 1-0. Bulldogs' possible opportunity here to tie the game. 2-0 pitch, and Burns got jammed on that one, fouled it to the third base side, and the count 2-1. Phipps came in on the hands of Burns that time and was a little bit late with her 2-0 cut. Now 2-1. Outfield pretty much straight away, but shallow in the corner outfield for Burns. Swings and misses at that one. 2-2 count. Had a pretty mighty hack that time. Got turned a little bit to the left. And Burns now faces 2 strikes against Phipps. The right-hander motions. Here's the 2-2. And that is a foul back to the screen. Burns staying alive as we'll do it once again with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Macy Knapp at third base. Burns batting, 2 down, as we play in the bottom of the second inning here on Hometown Radio. Sydney Phipps trying to keep Algona off the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch, popped in the air, third base side. Baker is going to give it a look, but that one hooks and drops in foul territory out of play. So 2-2 count once again. Next pitch will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat that Burns will see here. Kenzie Kerrigan waiting in the on-deck circle for Algona. Burns back into the box here. She's driven in 7 runs this season, looking for number 8. As she takes that one a little bit inside for a ball for me and 2 the count, and Phipps clearly exasperated on the mound. Her arms dropped off to her side, almost in a shrug. She was not too pleased with that one, but Burns with a good eye there. Now 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Phipps got Burns to swing at ball 4. That one was up at about eye level, but Burns could not resist, and that is out number 3 of the inning. Algona leaves a runner at third base. We go to the third inning. 1-0 Iowa Falls-Alden right here on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Top of the third inning here from Algona High School, as it's the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets leading the Algona Bulldogs by a score of 1-0. Hitters 9-1 and 2 due to bat. Annalyn Phipps, Ellie Woods, and Sydney Phipps batting this inning. Annalyn Phipps, a right-handed hitter, hits from the center of that right-handed box as Ryan Haynes goes back to work. She has struck out 4 so far tonight. First pitch swinging, that's a grounder to second. Kerrigan vacuums it up and throws over to first base. And Phipps is retired on 1 pitch for out number 1 of the inning. Back to the top of the order, Ellie Wood, who got the first inning started with a ground ball single past third base. Wood ended up coming around to score on a base hit by Haley Bridgewater. 1 out, nobody on. Some shadows over the field right now as Haynes delivers, and she'll come into the zone for a strike, count 0-1. Outfield pretty much straight up here for Wood. The leadoff batter for the Cadets. 0-1 count. Haynes winds and fires. Swing and a miss as Wood falls down on that one. Badly fooled on that pitch, and the count is 0-2. That one had a little bit of run towards the outside, and Wood took a mighty cut, but came up empty. Count 0-2. Haynes stares in and delivers. Check swing, but that one is a little bit down and in for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. We talked in the pregame about how the Cadets have had a little trouble manufacturing runs so far this season. If you look at their 19 games played, in 12 of them, they've scored 2 or less runs. But off to a 1-0 lead so far tonight. 1-2 pitch, down and in again, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, so far these two pitchers are not seeming to get the low and inside corner of the plate, but the up and away part has been called so far tonight. So that's a trade-off they'll have to adjust to. 2-2 count. Called strike 3. Wood frozen on that one over the inside corner, and that is out number 2 of the inning. 5 Ks for Haynes, 2 up, 2 down, and the pitcher Sydney Phipps will bat, as Phipps was a strikeout-looking victim her last time up to the plate. Well, strikeouts have most certainly been an issue, part of the reason that the Cadet offense has short-circuited at times so far this season, as that is flied in the air towards left center field, racing over Solbach, and the ball hits off her glove. Safe as Phipps as she is rolling into second base, and that'll be an error for Algona. Well, Solbach and Knapp both approached that ball, and they both seemed a little hesitant, not sure who would take it. At the last minute, Solbach reached up to grab it, but she never really got underneath that ball, kind of played it off to the side, and it hit off her glove, so that'll be Algona's second error of the night. And a courtesy runner will replace Phipps.
Now up to bat, number 5, center fielder, Haley Bridgewater.
Haley Bridgewater will bat, as at second base, it's the sophomore infielder Lauren Wood as the courtesy runner. Well, here we go. Can Bridgewater deliver once again? Had an RBI single her first time up. Pitch down and in, and that one squirts to the backstop. Moving up to third base is Wood. So now runner at third base. 1-0 count on Haley Bridgewater. The Cadets almost took a 2-0 lead in the first inning, but Bridgewater, after that RBI single, ended up moving up to third base eventually and then got thrown out at home trying to score on a wild pitch. 1-0 count. Bridgewater taking outside, and it is 2-0 from Ryan Haynes. Again, you've got bases to work if you're Haynes. Don't necessarily have to lay a meatball down the plate here, especially to the number 3 hitter Bridgewater, who has shown some power. 2-0 count. Haynes' delivery. That is flared towards right field, and that gets through for a base hit. 2-0 Iowa Falls-Alden as Bridgewater is safe at first base. Kept the hands back that time, just an inside-out swing, poked it to right field, and even if Burns playing shallow, with 2 outs, the runner from third base, Wood, was running on contact. She scored easily. Bridgewater actually had to hustle down to first base to make sure Burns wouldn't try to throw her out, but she got there safely, and Bridgewater has now hit 2 RBI singles so far tonight as the Cadets take a 2-0 lead. Now Bridgewater trying to steal second, pitches down and away, and Bridgewater will get there easily as the ball was dropped behind the plate by Taylor. So the Cadets have employed the stolen base so far tonight. That is their 4th steal of the ball game as Brooklyn Handelin bats. Walked her last time up to the dish. And she takes that one over the outside corner for a called strike, evening up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Like we mentioned, the Cadets have struck out quite a bit so far tonight and this season. Coming into tonight, they had struck out the most times in the North Central Conference. 1-1 pitch is over the outside corner again. Identical spot from Haynes, and the count goes to 1-2. Cadets are striking out in over 30% of their plate appearances, but again, if you can steal bases, you can put the ball in play, at least when the runners are in scoring position, as the Cadets have done tonight. You can find a way to manufacture a run or two, as there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is K number 6 for Haynes, as Handelin is gone swinging, but the Cadets add another run. Haley Bridgewater drives in her 2nd run of the night, and it's 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East, Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Bottom half of inning number 3 on Hometown Radio KLGA. Iowa Falls-Alden has scored 1 run in the first and 1 run in the third to take a 2-0 lead over Algona. Bulldogs will try to answer back with hitters number 8, 9, and 1. Kenzie Kerrigan, Reese Taylor, and Mariah Knapp. Well, Kerrigan, the player of the hour tonight, so to speak, as she takes strike 1 over the inside corner from Phipps. Kerrigan, the lone senior on the Bulldog roster, getting honored here all throughout the night. Not just a pink-out night here to fight cancer, but also senior night at the ballpark as Kerrigan dribbles that one left of the circle, picked up at short by Johnson, throws it to first base, and it is in time to get Kerrigan for out number 1 of the inning. So, and 2 strikes. One and 2 on Taylor. Nobody on base with 1 out. Wind down the pitch. Upstairs as Taylor lets that one go by. And count will even up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Phipp not able to tempt Taylor on those past 2 offerings. Phipps again. Taylor swings at a high pitch, and that is fouled back to the screen. Count still even at 2 and 2. Well, that was probably ball 3, but Taylor in protect mode, swinging at that high pitch, and at least able to get on top of it and get a piece of it. So 1 out, nobody on base. Algona still looking for their first hit of the night. 2-2 offering. There's a slow roller towards first base, fielded by Nelson. She hustles to the bag, and she beats Taylor, and that is out number 2 of the inning. So 2 outs, nobody on base for Algona. They've only had 1 base runner so far tonight, and again, still looking for that first hit. Mariah Knapp grounded out to third base her first time up. That came on the first pitch of the first inning, back when Knapp was leading off the ball game for Algona. So Knapp, batting .263, 0 for 1 so far tonight. Left-on-left matchup, as she will let that one go up and away for a ball, 1-0 the count. 2-0 Iowa Falls-Alden. Cadets of 2 runs on 3 hits. They've made 1 error tonight. Algona no runs, no hits, 2 errors in the field, as Knapp is tardy on the fastball, and she foul tips it into the glove of the catcher Wood for a strike. Count even here at 1-1. Algona has won 8 of their last 10 against Iowa Falls-Alden, but the Cadets could sweep the series tonight with a victory, as that pitches into the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Knapp. Well, 4 straight Bulldog hitters have been retired by Phipps, trying to set the Bulldogs down 1-2-3 for the second time tonight. 1-2 pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Went down and away that time, and Knapp was unable to get to it, so Bulldogs are done in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and they go quietly. Iowa Falls-Alden still leading at 2-0 as we head to the 4th on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
For Sports Club members, bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Rental Zone, Highway 18 East in Algona. The tool and equipment rental specialist. Phone 395-RENT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio at 1400 East Commercial in Algona or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving yummy donuts, rolls, and great coffee. Located at 502 South Phillips Street.
Signworks for all your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Farm and Home Services. Check their mini listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Pizza Ranch. Eat in or delivery. Catering also available.
TAFE Wellness Center, Dr. Shane TAFE, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Located at 105 South Phillip Street in Algona.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Eileen Nelson, Erica Baker, and Abigail Jansen getting set to hit for the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. Iowa Falls up 2-0 over Algona, as there's a swing and a miss by Nelson on the first pitch of the inning by Ryan Haynes, strike one. Nelson, a strikeout-looking victim her first time up. Haynes has struck out 6 batters so far tonight. She has allowed 2 runs, just one of them earned, as the Bulldogs did make an error back in the third, and that one is hit hard to left field. Knapp going back, makes the catch a couple steps in front of the warning track for out number 1 of the inning. Well, Nelson put a good swing on that one, did not quite get all of it, but muscled it out to left field, and Knapp drifted back a little to make the catch for out number 1. So leadoff batter retired, and Erica Baker getting set to hit. Popped out to first base her first time up. Well, here at the softball game, Iowa Falls-Alden leading 2-0. At the baseball game taking place on the field out beyond the left field wall, it's Algona with a 5-0 lead over Iowa Falls-Alden. That game currently in the third inning. 0-1 count. Erica Baker awaiting the pitch from Haynes. And there's a foul tip into the glove of Taylor, and Baker quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Algona baseball trying to sweep Iowa Falls-Alden. Algona softball tonight trying to avoid the sweep of the Cadets. Again, Algona's won 8 of the last 10 in this series as Haynes rocks and fires. Ground ball towards shortstop. Efferington stays down on it. Has a little trouble getting it out of the glove, but guns it over to first base just in time to get Baker. Mini double pump that time from Efferington. Looked like she was trying to get the grip on that softball, but eventually got it. And Baker is out by a step at first base. So quick 2 up, 2 down for the Cadets as Abigail Jansen hits. Struck out her first time swinging. The Cadets have not swept Algona since the 2015 season, so Bulldogs trying to avoid that tonight. Ground ball back for the middle into center for a base hit, and Jansen is on first of 2 outs. Not hit particularly hard, but Efferington would have had to range a long way to get to that one. So that'll be the 4th base hit of the night for the Cadets, and Olivia Tupper will hit, the second baseman who struck out swinging her first time up, 0-for-1. Annalyn Phipps on deck. We'll see a pinch runner go to first base in place of Jansen, as that'll be Addison Vanderloop. Vanderloop, the freshman infielder, takes first base. And we'll see if the Cadets take off to steal here. They have been extremely aggressive on the base paths, trying to steal against Taylor and the Bulldogs so far tonight. And I would not be surprised to see it here of 2 outs. You want to get that runner into scoring position, get set up to score from second base on a single. So I would certainly expect Vanderloop to possibly try a steal at some point in this at-bat. So Tupper 0-for-1 stepping in. Vanderloop taking off. Taylor throws to second. The slide, the tag, and out at second base. Taylor guns down the pinch runner Vanderloop, and that is out number 3 of the inning, as this time the Cadets are caught stealing on the base paths. Well, we will head to the bottom half of the 4th inning after Taylor threw out the base runner, and it'll be the Bulldogs' turn to bat next on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
With over a decade of experience, Jake Ingalls Electric is here to handle any electrical job you could possibly have. From anything agricultural related to complex commercial wiring to something simple like installing a new outlet in your home, Jake Ingalls Electric does it all. Have your wiring done right and call Jake at 515-320-4286. Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
It's Algona's turn to bat as we play in the bottom half of the 4th inning on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Right now, Algona trailing Iowa Falls-Alden 2-0 in a game that has blown by so far. It has been played at a quick pace, and we've seen some good pitching tonight from both sides. Phipps is going to work against Helmers, who cuts and misses for a strike. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Phipps has retired 5 Bulldogs in a row. She has struck out 5 batters so far tonight. One of them Helmers, who struck out swinging her first time up to the dish. 1-1 count. Phipps motions and delivers, and there's another swing and a miss. Up and in fastball, and Helmers was tardy on that swing, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, the top half of this 4th inning ended on a caught stealing, as the catcher Reese Taylor threw out the pinch runner Addison Vanderloop at second base. And that is a close pitch, but a ball, 2-2 now to Helmers. That is the first caught stealing in the career of Taylor. Taylor, the 8th grader, getting the start behind home plate here tonight. So throws out the base runner for the Cadets and ended that last half inning. 2-2 pitch, little bit downstairs, and Helmers lets it go by. So full count on the Bulldog leadoff batter of the inning. Effrington up next, Solbach in the hole. Bulldogs trying to get on track somehow offensively. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Helmers is gone, and that is K number 6 of the night already for Phipps. Phipps looking very, very comfortable tonight, very controlled. She's moving the ball left and right very effectively inside and out. And so far the Bulldog offense has not had an answer. Effrington 0 for 1 tonight. She struck out swinging her first time up. Effrington trying to snap an 0 for 8 stretch now at the plate. The first pitch to Effrington is cut on and missed. Phipps went downstairs with that one, and the count is 0-1. Left field and center field playing fairly deep for Effrington. First base and third base, a step in front of the bags on the infield. 0-1 count to Effrington. Wind up in the pitch. And that is a breaking ball spun up there for a ball. Count even at 1-1. Well, we have not seen that breaking pitch a whole lot tonight from Phipps. I believe only 2 or 3 times tonight when she's attempted it. One of them to Effrington earlier, as there's a swing and a miss, fastball inside, and the count is 1-2. And until the Bulldogs prove that they can hit the fastball effectively, they are going to see more fastballs. But I'll tell you what, that breaking ball from Phipps looks like it has some potential. 1-2 pitch, check swing Effrington, and she let it go. 2-2 count, as that pitch is a little bit down and away off the plate. But that is a slow breaking ball from Phipps. Again, I said earlier, almost looks like an Evis type of pitch as it comes in. 2-2 count, down and into Effrington, and the count is full at 3-2. But if Phipps can command that, it is going to be very, very hard for opposing hitters to wait back on that very slow breaking ball with some very good vertical break. 3-2 pitch, yanked foul, third base side, and we'll do it again for full count. Next pitch to Effrington will be pitch number 7 of this at-bat, as Effrington is hunting out the first hit of the night for Algona. Only base runner and only thing that's separating Phipps from perfection so far is that Ryan Haynes was hit by a pitch earlier in this game. And it actually came on a 1-2 count when Phipps just pulled one up and in. 3-2, swing and a miss, and she got Effrington again. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th, as Phipps has struck out the first 2 batters of the inning. And now Tora Solbach will be tasked with trying to prevent a 1-2-3 inning for Algona. Solbach grounded out the short her last time up. She's 1 for her last 14 at the plate. Trying to jumpstart something of 2 outs. Upstairs, and that one goes back to the backstop for a ball. 1-0 the count on Solbach. Haynes up next if Solbach can find her way onto base here for Algona. Much lower scoring game this time around than the last time these two teams locked up. 1-0 count to Solbach, nobody on base, and that is punched foul back into the screen. Count evens up at 1-1. Again, last time, all the way back on June 3rd, it was a 7-6 Iowa Falls-Alden lead. Algona scored the last 5 runs of that game, but their rally got a little bit short-circuited at the end. 1-1 from Phipps. And that one drops a little bit low and out of the zone to make the count 2-1. But that 7-6 game was one of the highest scoring games the Cadets have played of the season. If you look throughout their schedule, there's a lot of 3-1, 4-2 type of games, lower scoring outings from both sides. 2-1 pitch popped in the air near home plate. Wood, the catcher, gives it a look, but that one will drift into the screen, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes from Phipps. Solbach trying to get onto base. Haynes on deck for Algona. She's been the only Bulldog who's gotten on base so far tonight. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Rolled back into the circle, knocked down by Phipps, drops it, picks it up, and her throw to first base is not in time. Solbach beats it out. Well, we will see how that is scored. That was very slowly dribbled, almost to the chalk on the left-handed side of that pitching circle. And that is going to be scored an error, so that is error number 2 of the night. And Solbach is on first base. Haynes will bat, hit by a pitcher first time up. 2-0 in favor of Iowa Falls-Alden, but Algona trying to spark a 2-out rally. First pitch swinging, Haynes cuts and misses. Solbach had a huge secondary lead off of first base that time, and the catcher Wood looked over, did not make the throw down, and Solbach quickly scrambled back to first base. So 0-1 to Haynes, right-handed hitter who stands pretty much right on top of the plate. Way up high and back to the screen. Solbach races down to second base. So now a runner in scoring position after that one gets away from Phipps. Still 2 outs. Ryan Haynes trying to drive in a run, as Haynes so far this season has driven in 10. Tied for third on the Bulldogs. Phipps looking in. The lefty's 1-1. And that is fisted towards shortstop. Caught on the line by Johnson, and that is out number 3 of the inning. So Bulldogs get a runner to second base, but they end up stranding Solbach right there. And we will head to the 5th inning. 2-0 in favor of Iowa Falls-Alden on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Algona Frame and Auto Body Collision Specialist, a total commitment to excellence.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Hy-Vee, use the fuel saver, fill your cart, fuel your car.
Algona Livestock Auction, Highway 169 North, sale every Monday.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farmers State Bank, proud to be part of our community for 125 years, with offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Olivia Tupper, Annalyn Phipps, and Ellie Wood due to hit this inning for Iowa Falls-Alden. Top of the 5th, 2-0 in favor of the Cadets, as Algona has been blanked so far offensively. Called strike 1 from Ryan Haynes. Count goes to 0-1 on Tupper, who was a strikeout victim her first time up. Pitching has been dominant so far tonight. It's been really a 360 from the first time these two teams matched up. In the first matchup, these two teams combined for 22 hits. That is hard to believe as we play in the 5th inning tonight. So far, Iowa Falls-Alden has 4 hits, Algona with 0 hits, as it's a ball and 1-1 on Tupper. It was the same pitching matchup, Sydney Phipps against Ryan Haynes last time, but the numbers of those two look like typos compared to tonight, as there's a swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both of them have improved throughout the season, and both of them pitching very well so far tonight. Haynes has allowed just 4 base hits, has walked 1 batter. Only 1 of the 2 runs are earned, as the Bulldogs have made 2 errors in the field. Over the inside corner, called strike 3. That is K number 7 of the night for Haynes. And that is the 4th time tonight a cadet hitter has been retired looking.
Annalyn Phipps.
So Annalyn Phipps will now bat, as Phipps grounded out to second base her first time up. 0 for 1, as there's 1 out. Nobody on base for Ryan Haynes. Phipps, 6 for 40 at the dish so far this season, as she rolls it to first base, picked up, and Van Tiger goes to the bag herself. That is out number 2 of the inning. Second time Annalyn Phipps has been retired on 1 pitch, and a quiet 2 up, 2 down for the Cadets in the top of inning number 5, and back to the top of the order for Ellie Wood. Singled in the first inning, struck out looking in the third, 1 for 2 tonight. The wind and the pitch from Haynes, and that is over the inside corner for a strike. Wood tried to back away from that one to say it was inside, but she will not get the benefit of the doubt. The next pitch popped in the air, shallow right field, moving out the second baseman Kerrigan. She gets underneath it and she puts it away for out number 3. So a lightning quick 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Haynes in the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning. Algona looking to rally as they trail Iowa Falls-Alden 2-0.
Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East, Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for Rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Bottom half of inning number 5 as it's the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets leading the Algona Bulldogs by a score of 2-0 here in this North Central Conference softball game on Hometown Radio KLGA. Ashley Cantu, Caitlin Burns, and Kenzie Kerrigan hitting for the Bulldogs this inning. Well, like we said, here at the softball game, Algona's trailing at 2-0. Over at the baseball field, the Bulldogs are pounding the Cadets right now, 10-0 in the 3rd inning. Again, it's nice with the new setup of this softball and baseball field being right next to each other. We can always get score updates on command here for the Algona home games. That is one thing we can certainly do as Cantu takes ball 1. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout against Sydney Phipps. Phipps, who's working a no-hitter, inside, and that will hit Cantu on the back. Second hit batsman of the night. And that'll be a leadoff runner on base for the first time in this ball game for Algona. So runner at first, nobody out, and Caitlin Burns getting set to hit as she's 0 for 1 off a strikeout. Well, the bunt is definitely a part of Burns' repertoire, but will the Bulldogs bunt here down by 2? Infield corners creeping in. Burns squares, pops the bunt up, and diving is the catcher Wood, and she makes a great catch. Wood sprung out of her stance, sprinted a couple steps up the third base line, and laid out to make that grab. And Burns pops out on the bunt for out number 1 of the inning as Cantu has to stay put at first base. Now it's Kenzie Kerrigan who grounded up to shortstop her first time up. The senior 8 for 54 at the dish this season. Right-handed batter. Infield corner still pinched in a little bit as Kerrigan swings at the first pitch, fouls it back to the screen as Wood gave it another look. But that one into the screen in the count 0-1. Well, you have to like what you're seeing out of Wood behind the plate if you're the Cadets. She is so quick getting out of her stance, whether that's to try to throw out a runner on the base paths or trying to catch a foul ball. Very athletic behind the plate, and you can tell she has a good chemistry with Phipps as well. 0-1 pitch. Phipps comes down low for a ball. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, last time these two teams matched up, Phipps pitched 7 innings and got the win, but gave up 10 hits and 6 runs against the Bulldogs. Only one of them was earned, though, as Iowa Falls-Alden did make a few errors last time these two teams met. Ball's out of the zone, 2-1 on Kerrigan. Phipps struck out 8, walked 4. And like we said, this matchup has been a very different one so far than the first time these two teams matched up. Kerrigan swings, pops it into the circle. Phipps comes forward, and she makes the catch for out number 2 of the inning. Kerrigan got jammed on that one, and the Bulldogs pop out twice here after getting Cantu on first base at the hit by pitch. Cerise Taylor looks for her first hit as Taylor grounded out to first base her first time up, 0 for 1. Cantu still at first base, 2 down for the Bulldogs as they trail 2-0. Bottom half of the 5th. Nelson playing shallow at first. First pitch swinging. That is a roller to third base. Baker picks up the spinning ball, fires it over the first base, and beats Taylor by a couple steps for the 3rd out of the inning. So Phipps is able to work around the leadoff hit by pitch, and we will head to the 6th inning. It is Iowa Falls-Alden 2, Algona 0 on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
More sports club members bringing you this broadcast.
Jensen Chiropractic, care for the whole family.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Erpelding Excavating, let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Farm Bureau Financial Services, coverage and protection for what matters most. Visit with local agents David Weiss, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Sudol Tax and Accounting, full-service tax and accounting services from the professionals at Sudol Tax and Accounting. Call 395-1040. They see beyond the numbers.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets from their location at Highway 18 East. They now have an indoor unit to serve equine, cattle, sheep, and goats. Also on-site boarding for cats and dogs.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, helping families celebrate a life lived.
All members of the sports club bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
And we begin the top of the 6th inning on Hometown Radio KLGA. Iowa Falls-Alden leading Algona 2-0 in this North Central Conference softball game. The Cadets will head towards the middle of the order of hitters number 2, 3, and 4. Sydney Phipps, Haley Bridgewater, and Brooklyn Handland batting this inning against Ryan Haynes, who has pitched very well tonight. She's kept Algona in the game on another slow offensive night for the Bulldogs. Squaring to bunt and taking down and away for a ball is Phipps. Phipps has struck out looking, and she reached on an error back in the 3rd inning. That was a big error for Algona, resulted in an unearned run. And boy, you'd feel very differently about this game for the Bulldogs, trailing 1-0 versus 2-0 of the way as Phipps has pitched so far tonight. Phipps flares that one towards third base, reaching up and unable to make the catch at third base is Helmers as it went over her head. Helmers was playing very shallow at third base, just anticipating maybe a possible bunt for a hit attempt by Phipps. If she'd been playing at normal depth, that would have been an easy grab, but she was very shallow, and that ball maybe landed about 6 inches deeper than the third base bag in the foul territory along third base. 1-1 count. Phipps squares. She bunts it down the third base line. Picked up by Helmers. Throws to first, and it's in time to get Phipps. Well, there you go. That's why Helmers was anticipating the bunt on the last one, and Phipps is retired. Phipps bunted that one a little bit too hard that time. If she took a little bit off that one, would have had a good chance of being safe at first base, but that one played a little bit more like a slow ground ball rather than a bunt. So Phipps is out at first, and Haley Bridgewater 2 for 2 tonight with 2 runs driven in. First pitch swinging, ground ball third base. Helmers throws to first, and it's high, and it gets away. Heading to second base, and getting there safely is Bridgewater. She'll turn and take a look, and she's heading to third base. Throw to third is off the mark, and in safely is Bridgewater. Not good defense there from Algona. Helmer scooped it up initially. The throw was way too high, and Van Tiger tried to fly off the bag to make the catch, but that one went all the way to the fence on the first base side, and Bulldogs really did not seem to have a ton of urgency getting to that ball. Bridgewater initially stopped at second base, but then hesitated, turned, and kept going as Brooklyn Handland swings and misses for strike 1. So 1 out, runner at third, and boy, that's a big run. You really don't want to go down 3-0 against Phipps if you're Algona. Helmer's playing shallow at third. Everyone else about even if the bag's along the infield. And showing bunt, taking it is Handland. 1-1 count. So that is the 3rd error of the night for Algona. Combined 5 errors between these two teams as the 1-1 pitch is fouled directly back to the screen. 1-2 count on Handland. Haynes so far tonight has struck out 7 batters, and boy, could she use number 8 right here. 1-2 on Handland. Nelson in the on-deck circle. Haynes motions and delivers. Called strike 3 over the outside corner. Boy, Handland did not like that one, but Haynes painted the corner, and that is out number 2 of the inning. A big second out as Bridgewater remains at third base. It'll be Eileen Nelson 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout as well as a flyout to left. Nelson had 2 base hits off of Haynes, 2 for 4 last time these two teams matched up. As Haynes slowed that one down, and Nelson swings and misses on a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Iowa Falls-Alden 2, Algona nothing. 6th inning here on Hometown Radio KLGA. Haynes with the 0-1 offering. popped in the air, foul territory, first base side. Van Tiger moving over, reaches out and makes the catch. Stumbling onto that little foul territory warning track on the first base side. Van Tiger puts it away, and the Cadets waste an opportunity for runner at third base. Score is still 2-0 as we will head to the bottom half of inning number 6. You're listening to high school softball on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
With over a decade of experience, Jake Ingalls Electric is here to handle any electrical job you could possibly have. From anything agricultural related to complex commercial wiring to something simple like installing a new outlet in your home, Jake Ingalls Electric does it all. Have your wiring done right and call Jake at 515-320-4286. Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
Back to the top of the order with hitters number 1, 2, and 3 for Algona. Here in the bottom half of inning number 6, Bulldogs trailing Iowa Falls-Alden by a score of 2-0 right now as Sydney Phipps goes back to work. So far, no hitting Algona as Knapp fouls one back to the screen for a strike. 0-1 the count. Bulldogs have had 3 base runners so far tonight. A couple hit by pitches issued by Phipps. And the Cadets also allowed Solbach to reach on an error during the 4th inning. Bulldogs have stranded 3 runners on base tonight. 0-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen again by Knapp, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. Well, there's just not a whole lot of pop in the bats right now for the Bulldogs. There really have not been any balls that have been hit hard tonight from Algona. Algona has scored 14 runs in their past 7 games, and that is in danger of becoming 14 runs in 8 games if offense doesn't pick up here pretty quickly. Swing and a miss by Knapp for strike 3. Knapp is gone on 3 pitches. And Phipps continues to command this outing. Brooklyn Helmers will bat. She's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts so far tonight.
Brooklyn Helmers.
8 Ks so far in this one for Phipps, matching her 7-inning total from last time these two teams matched up. Swing and a miss by Helmers. Kind of an excuse-me hack that time, as she got caught in between on an inside pitch, took really a slow swing and was late on it. Down 0-1 in the count. And she'll take that next pitch up high to even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cadets looking to win for the 4th time in the past 5 games and trying to sweep Algona for the first time since 2015. 1-1 pitch. And putting that over the plate is Phipps. Helmers gets behind here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like we mentioned, postseason coming up. It'll begin in Class 3A on July 6th. As the teams know their matchups at this point. 1-2 to Helmers, and there's a swing and a miss. Helmers a strikeout victim for the 3rd time tonight, and Phipps has 9 Ks in this one. Bulldogs down to their last 4 outs. Here's Lillian Etherington, 0 for 2 so far tonight. She has been a strikeout victim twice in this one. And Phipps has not lost a drop of gas since she started so far tonight. Looks very energetic, very calm out there. And it's upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count. Again, you'll see some pitchers tire out, lose a little velocity throughout the night, but really looks like that energy has stayed in her left arm here as velocity's been good, and again, the command has been great. And she's over the plate, count even here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, no walks tonight so far for Phipps, and has hit a couple batters with a pitch, but really has not worked behind in the count very much at all. 2-0 Iowa Falls-Alden in the lead over Algona as Etherington swings and misses, and she's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes against Phipps. Etherington was 3 for 4 at the plate last time she saw Phipps. Phipps tonight has won both battles so far, trying to strike Etherington out for a 3rd time tonight. The wind in the 1-2. There is a roller towards shortstop. Johnson has it on the high hop, throws across the diamond, and the Bulldogs are gone 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. while Iowa Falls-Alden will try to fortify their lead as we head to the 7th. It's Iowa Falls-Alden 2, Algona nothing, right here on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Top of the 7th inning, Iowa Falls-Alden trying to add some insurance runs against Algona as the Cadets are leading 2-0. Erica Baker, Abigail Jansen, and Olivia Tupper hitting against Ryan Haynes. And it's a ground ball to third on the first pitch. Helmers has it in fair territory, guns it across, and it's in time for out number 1 to retire Baker. Nice job by Helmers, charged in a couple steps, fielded it in front of the third base bag, and made a good strong throw over to first base for out number 1 of the inning. So now here's Abigail Jansen, 1 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a single. She has one of the 4 hits tonight for Iowa Falls-Alden. Well, Bulldogs, 0 hits so far in this game. They have been baffled by Sydney Phipps as it's fouled back to the screen for a strike, 0-1 the count on Jansen. You know, it's funny, when you see pitchers, usually the more times you see a pitcher, the more the advantage goes towards the batters, but that's been the opposite when you talk about both pitchers. Again, it was the same pitching matchup both times when these teams met earlier this season, I should say the first time. But both pitchers, again, pitched first time. They had rough outings really for both of them in an offensive-oriented game, but even here, if each team seeing the opposing pitcher for a second time, this game has totally swung towards the pitching. As Haynes has an 0-2 count right now on Tupper. Trying to strike her out for the third time tonight. 0-2, and that one comes in downstairs, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Cadets. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Algona. Haynes steps back onto the rubber. The freshman delivers the 1-2, and that comes down and in for a ball, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Bulldogs' last hope in the bottom half of the 7th inning is going to be 4, 5, and 6. Tora Solbach, Ryan Haynes, Ashley Cantu due to bat. Haynes trying to keep it a 2-0 game in the meantime. 2-2 on Jansen. Roller to the right of the circle, charging in Kerrigan, scoops to first base on the backhand, and she gets it there for the out. So Jansen is retired. She's now 1 of 3 tonight. That was a very slowly hit ball. Haynes could not have gotten to it. Kerrigan charged in a little bit and had to kind of shovel it backhanded out of the glove. It floated in the air very slowly to first base, but quickly enough to get Jansen.
Number 1, Veda Campbell.
And now we are going to see a pinch hitter come in for Tupper. Tupper 0 for 2 tonight with a couple strikeouts. And the pinch hitter is going to be Veda Campbell. Campbell, a freshman of 4 hits and 27 at-bats so far this season. She is a right-handed hitter. Annalyn Phipps in the on-deck circle. Veda Campbell getting set to bat and seeing Haynes for the first time tonight. Haynes delivers. Line drive center field, and that's a base hit. Well, that may be the hardest hit ball of the night for either side as Campbell just attacked the first pitch coming off the bench. And that is hit number 5 of the night for the Cadets as they'll have a runner at first base of 2 outs. Well, sometimes when pinch hitters come in, they'll watch a few pitches go by. They'll try to get a sense of what the pitcher is doing, but Campbell is obviously paying attention on the bench and said, I don't need to wait around to watch these pitches go by. So base hit and runner on first base. And a called strike, but the ball gets away from Taylor, and heading down to second on the passed ball is Campbell. So runner in scoring position now of 2 outs. 0-1 count on Phipps, who has grounded out twice so far in tonight's game. Haynes motions and delivers the 0-1. That one is way upstairs, and the count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. Algona against Iowa Falls-Alden here from Algona High School. Phipps has dominated the Bulldogs so far tonight. Haynes has kept Algona in it. Ground ball to first base. Van Tiger drops it, picks it back up, and steps on the bag for out number 3 of the inning. Phipps is retired for the 3rd out, and the Cadets do not score in the 7th. Last chance time for the Bulldogs coming up next. Can Phipps finish off the no-hitter, or will the Bulldogs rally? We'll find out next on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Last chance for the Algona Bulldogs in the bottom half of inning number 7. Algona trailing Iowa Falls-Alden 2-0, as it was 2 RBI singles by Haley Bridgewater, 1 each in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd that have resulted in the score tonight. But I am burying the lead. Sydney Phipps is working with a no-hitter right now, as Algona has 3 at-bats left to try to rally. 1-0 count on Tor Solbach. It'll be Solbach, Haynes, and Cantu. Pitch is in the dirt, and the count is 2-0. Phipps is actually coming off a 1-hitter on Friday night. It was a 10-0 win over Clarion Goldfield Dows by the Cadets. Phipps went 5 innings, gave up just 1 hit, and struck out 11 as she finds the outside corner to Solbach, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Solbach has grounded out to short. She also reached on an error as well. That error committed by Phipps. 2-1. Solbach jabs at a bunt, but she misses, and the count evens at 2-2. Phipps with arguably her best game of the season on Friday, but she has topped it so far tonight. Up and down the lineup, she has carved up a struggling Bulldog offense. 2-2, roller foul, first base side, and we'll do it again if a 2-2 count. So far, 9 strikeouts tonight for Phipps. Bulldogs have merely gotten 3 runners on base, a couple hit by pitches, and an error on defense for the Cadets, and that has been it for Algona's offense. 2-2 pitch, and that is a flare heading towards center field, and that is down for a base hit. Solbach reaches first base on a big leadoff single here to start the 7th, and the no-hitter is over for Phipps. Algona finally has their first knock of the night. Well, not hit particularly hard there. Certainly did not get the sweet spot, but Solbach just muscled it out into center field. The second baseman, Tupper, gave it a look, but could not get to it. And now the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Ryan Haynes. Well, Haynes so far tonight, she's been hit by a pitch and lined out to short as she takes ball 1 and gets ahead in the count here, 1-0. Solbach at first base. The first baseman Nelson creeping in shallow. Haynes swinging and fouling that one back to the screen, 1-1. She was right on that one, but got just a little bit underneath it. You're listening to high school softball here on Hometown Radio, KLGA Algona, and on the Algona Radio YouTube stream, as Algona trails Iowa Falls-Alden 2-0. 1-1 pitch, ground ball foul, third base side, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, it's been a successful night for the Algona baseball team. They are currently leading Iowa Falls-Alden at 12-3 in the 4th inning. Here at the softball game, Algona with a 2-0 deficit against the Cadets. Solbach at first. 1-2 count on Ryan Haynes as nobody's out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Phipps is 1-2. Called strike 3. Put it right over the plate. Not entirely sure what Haynes was looking for there, but with 2 strikes, that's one you've got to swing at. So that is K number 10 of the night, and it's 1 out with Ashley Cantu batting. Cantu has struck out and been hit by a pitch in this one, and actually looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter come up for the Bulldogs. That is going to be Kayla Busher, the freshman.
Now coming up to bat.
So Busher,
33,
so far tonight,
Kayla Busher.
or so far this season, I should say, 0 for 5, as Busher will pinch hit for Cantu. Tough test for the right-handed hitting freshman, but she'll bat here with Solbach at first base. 1 out following the strikeout of Haynes. So the umpires will make note here in the scorebook of that change, and Busher will step in and get set to hit. Busher hits out of a crouch in the right-handed batter's box. Swings the first pitch and fouls it over the first base dugout for strike 1, 0-1. One of the final conference games of the season. These teams will start the postseason on July 6th. Algona will host Forest City in the regional quarterfinals. Popped in the air behind home plate, but that one is getting out of play, and the count is 0-2 on Busher. Iowa Falls-Alden is actually in the same region as Algona, and boy, the Cadets got a tough draw in the first round. They face state-ranked number 1 Mount Vernon in the Class 3A quarterfinals. Again, that coming up on July 6th. In the meantime, though, 0-2 count on Busher. And that is lined towards right field. Coming in and making the grab is Jansen. Throw back to first base, but Solbach gets in safely. Well, Busher had what was probably the hardest hit ball of the night for Algona, but she is retired on the line out to right, and it is last chance time for the Bulldogs. Caitlin Burns, the hitter, a strikeout and a pop out to the catcher. Burns is the tying run as Algona trails 2-0. Solbach at first got the leadoff single here in the 7th to break up the no-hitter for Phipps. Pitch to Burns. First pitch swinging, and she fouls it back to the screen for a strike. 0-1 the count. Kenzie Kerrigan due up next. Can Burns pass the baton to Kerrigan on senior night and give her a chance to keep the Bulldogs in this one? 2-0 score. Burns swings and misses. Phipps went letter high with that one, maybe even a little bit above. And Algona's down to their last strike. 2-0 Iowa Falls-Alden. Bottom of the 7th inning. Solbach at first and Burns batting. Sydney Phipps trying to finish a complete game. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball towards shortstop. Johnson has it. Goes the long way to first. And safe at first base. Ball gets away. Solbach's heading to third, and she's in there safely. The ball beat Burns. The throw was low and on the backhand side, and Nelson could not dig it out at first base.
All right, Bulldog fans,
so now the tying runs are on base, and the senior gets the bat. Kenzie Kerrigan 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out to shortstop and a pop out as well. Well, that is going to be the 3rd error of the night for Iowa Falls-Alden, so any runs that score the sitting in the 7th are going to be unearned for Algona, but I don't think the Bulldogs much care. Any way they can get runs will be accepted. Down by 2. And how aggressive do you want to be? I would imagine the Bulldogs might want to get Burns into scoring position. We'll see if she possibly tries to steal second so the Bulldogs can have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Can Algona pull one out? Phipps has dominated them all night long. She's struck out 10 batters. She's only given up 1 hit. But the Bulldogs have a chance here in the bottom of the 7th with runners at the corners and 2 down. It's Kerrigan. Reese Taylor due up after that, but right now all eyes on Kerrigan as Phipps will wrap up the conference in the pitching circle. And Kerrigan will step in. Right-handed batter. Stands on the inside edge of the batting box for Algona. Burns at first, Solbach at 3rd. And Burns will take off on the first pitch, throw down to 2nd. Solbach's trying to come home, and she'll score. Perfectly executed by Algona. Tried that fake rundown, and Solbach comes in to make it 2-1. Burns went about halfway down to 2nd, tried to draw the throw of the catcher Wood. Wood threw to 2nd base, and Solbach took off on the throw, and there wasn't even a throw made to the plate because Solbach got a good jump on that one. So Burns back to first, ball is flied in the air, shallow center field, coming in and making the catch to end the ball game is the center fielder Bridgewater. Kerrigan flies out to end the game, and Algona will drop this one 2-1 against Iowa Falls-Alden. Well, tough loss for the Bulldogs. They muster only one hit in tonight's game as Algona drops their 5th game in a row. They now have a record of 8-13. They drop to 4-8 in North Central Conference play. Iowa Falls-Alden has won for the 4th time in the past 5 games, and they sweep Algona for the first time since 2015. Iowa Falls-Alden now 7-13, and they have a record of 7-4 in North Central Conference play. Well, we will take a timeout here on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream, and we'll come back with the final stats for tonight coming up in just a little bit right here on Hometown Radio.
For Sports Club members, bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Rental Zone, Highway 18 East in Algona. The tool and equipment rental specialist. Phone 395-RENT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio at 1400 East Commercial in Algona or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving yummy donuts, rolls, and great coffee. Located at 502 South Phillips Street.
Signworks for all your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Farm and Home Services. Check their mini listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Pizza Ranch. Eat in or delivery. Catering also available.
TAFE Wellness Center. Dr. Shane TAFE. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Located at 105 South Phillips Street in Algona.
All sponsors of this broadcast. High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these Sports Club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
As we come back on Hometown Radio KLGA, final score in tonight's North Central Conference softball game, Iowa Falls-Alden 2 and Algona 1. Tyler Lance with you here as we wrap it up and take a look at the final stats for tonight's game. For Algona, Ryan Haynes takes a tough luck loss in the pitching circle, and boy, we have said that too many times about Haynes this season. She went 7 innings in tonight's game, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs. Only one of those runs was earned as Haynes walked 1 batter and struck out 8, and boy, once again, Haynes pitched more than well enough to pick up the win tonight, but the Algona bats were just cold as ice in this game, could only muster 1 hit and 1 run, so Haynes is going to take the tough luck loss in this one and drop to 6-10. Pitching on the other side of things, Sydney Phipps took a no-hitter into the 7th inning before Tora Solbach broke it up with the single, Algona's lone base hit of the night. Phipps went 7 innings, gave up 1 hit and 1 run. It was not earned. Phipps struck out 10 batters, did not walk anybody. She did hit 2 batters with pitches, as Algona only got 5 base runners in tonight's game. The Cadets did make 3 errors on defense, as did the Bulldogs. Well, hitting-wise, we're not going to run through a whole lot of numbers tonight because there's really not a whole lot to speak on. Tora Solbach had Algona's lone hit. She was 1 for 3 tonight. And the thing I'll really circle in the Algona lineup, hitters 1, 2, and 3 in the batting order, Mariah Knapp, Brooklyn Helmers, Lillian Etherington, the ones who are really supposed to be setting the table for you. They were a combined 0 for 9 tonight with 7 strikeouts, so it was a paltry night offensively for the top of the batting order. And, I mean, really the Bulldog team as a whole, you can't necessarily just point the finger at the top of the batting order and say, you know, that was you. But at the same time, 0 for 9 of 7 strikeouts, that's really not something you could afford from the top 3 hitters in your lineup on any night, regardless of who you're playing. So, again, cold night for Algona offensively. They strike out 10 times in tonight's game and only manage 1 hit. On the Iowa Falls-Alden side of things, they scored 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third, as it was Haley Bridgewater going 2 for 3 tonight, had 2 RBI singles. Also in tonight's game, Ellie Wood had a single as well. She was 1 for 3 in the game. Veda Campbell, the pinch hitter, went 1 for 1 for the Cadets, and the other hit was from Abigail Jansen, 1 for 3 in this ball game. And again, defense wins championships, as they say, and defense was an issue for Algona as well in this one. Algona made 3 errors tonight, and boy, I'll point to just a big one that came in this game. That was back in the 3rd inning. 1 out, nobody on base, fly ball to left center field, and Tor Solbach and Mariah Knapp kind of looked at each other. They hesitated. Solbach went for the ball and hit off the end of her glove, and that gave Iowa Falls-Alden a runner at second base. Then Bridgewater delivered that runner for an RBI single, so that one was unearned, and that ended up being huge because Algona scored a run in the 7th, and again, you take that run off the board, that would have tied the game, at least sent it to extras, but instead, the one unearned run for Algona giving up there ends up being the difference. Now, on the other side of things, of course, you can point to the 7th inning and say, well, Iowa Falls-Alden gave up an unearned run as well, so things kind of even out there, but you just defensively, you point at a missed opportunity for Algona, and especially just of how cold the Bulldogs have been offensively. Now just 15 runs in their past 8 games. Unearned runs really aren't something you want to be seeing a whole lot of with just the struggles offensively. You're missing Ellsbecker and just not a whole lot of production for the Bulldogs. So Algona will look for answers. Good news is they have about 1 week to do that before the postseason starts. They're trying to get their offense back on track. Again, pitching looks like it's good enough at this point. Ryan Haynes had a really nice night pitching-wise, but Bulldogs have got to find a way to score some runs here as we go forward. Well, tough loss for Algona tonight. They dropped this one 2-1 against Iowa Falls-Alden. Coming up next, we will have Bishop Garrigan baseball for you tomorrow night as the Golden Bears face Newman Catholic in a Class 1A baseball matchup. That'll be coming your way tomorrow night here on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. That is it for this one, though, here from Algona High School as we sign off. This has been a Hometown Radio sports production. I am Tyler Lance, as once again the final score, Iowa Falls-Alden 2, Algona 1.